With the year 2014 behind us now, this will be a good time to take stock of the local film industry. It was another strong year, but not without its ups and downs. Here to give us an overview is our film critic, Pierce Conran. Good afternoon, Pierce.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. So one of the first things that people look at, of course, is the numbers. So can you guide us through the final figures of 2014?
Absolutely. So as you said, it's been another very big year for the industry. We had Korean films topped 100 million admissions for the third time running. Now that is a huge number that represents on an average of 2 sales to Korean films for every citizen in the country. And on overall, the industry reached 215 million. However, it was the biggest year on record for the exhibition industry as a whole. And while Korean films are very strong, it wasn't as strong as the last 2 years. So the total was 108 million, but last year, which is the record holder, was 127 million. Beyond that, looking at the market share, which is to say is how strong are local films compared to foreign films, it looked like it was going to fall short of that 50% mark. And because it's been a very strong year for foreign films. Actually, it's the first year that foreign films have gone over 100 million. But a strong push towards the end of the year of a few major local hits did put it just over the mark, literally 50.1%. And so that's the 4th time in a row that the industry has had a market share majority.
So it was a strong year indeed. So what were some of the big hits that drove audiences to go to the theaters?
Well, there were a number of major hits this year, but of course 3 in particular are singled out because of course they crossed the big 10 million admissions barrier. In fact, it's the first time we've had 3 films cross that barrier. The record was 2 before. And so number 1 by a very wide margin is of course Roaring Currents, which did roar all the way to 17.6 million admissions, which is the biggest success of all time in the Korean film industry, not just for a Korean film, but films overall, and by a large margin. The next one is 4 million admissions lower. And beyond that, we had then 2 foreign films that went over the 10 million mark, and those are the second and third to ever do that. At the beginning of the year, we had the Disney animation Frozen, and towards the end of the year, the major sci-fi Interstellar, which, as you know, I'm a very big fan of.
Yes.
Beyond that, the next big hits were Korean, and those were Miss Granny and The Pirates, each with about 8.7 million admissions. However, I could say we might be seeing a 4th film from 2014 hitting the 10 million admissions mark, with Ode to My Father doing so strong at the moment.
Right. So any events in particular that affected the local industry in 2014?
Well, I think the most significant event over the year, not just for the film industry, but the country as a whole, of course, was the very tragic Seoul incident. From a business perspective, immediately following that event, the theater owners were hit quite hard as attendance lowered a lot. A lot of people weren't in the mood to go to the cinema, which is, of course, a very, very normal reaction to that crisis. And other events were affected. The Jeonju International Film Festival, which took place only a few weeks later, was very much more of a muted affair. Parties were canceled. VIP things were canceled across the country. So it did kind of shake the industry. But there was also a lot of people worrying about how 3 of the 4 major films coming out in that kind of peak July-August time would be affected, since they all took place on boats.
So the Roaring Currents and the Pirates.
Yes.
And there's another one, which I can't remember.
No problem. So we have, first of all, of course, Roaring Currents, this huge success. The film always looked like it was going to do very well, based on this kind of, national hero that everyone knows about. Chae Min-sik is in it, some very fancy effects. But no one could have expected just how well it would do. And many speculated, including I, that the film went some way towards kind of restoring wounded pride in the wake of the Seoul tragedy. So people kind of flocked to that. It was kind of, in a sense, in an odd way, a feel-good film again. And also it's a film about leadership. And in these kind of times, people feel that there's kind of some people feel there's a lack of strong leadership in the country. So this film kind of went some way to kind of showing that. Then The Pirates was honestly another film I did not expect to do that well, but it was a very light, diverting entertainment. And again, in these heavy times, it seemed that was just the tickets. But the 3rd film, which had a very the reverse outcome, was Haemu. A film I'm very,
Yeah,
very
the one that
partial
you
to.
said was you really liked it, but
Yes,
then
I think
the
it's a
critics
terrific
didn't really.
film. And critics liked it
Oh,
generally.
critics liked it, but
yeah.
the audience didn't really like it that
Well,
much.
audiences didn't go and see it
Right.
because the film it's a very, very dark naval thriller, and it had some very unfortunate parallels with the incident. I mean, people dying within a boat, the boat sinking, and it's a very dark social drama. So inevitably, it really hurt the film, and very, very few people were ready to go and see it.
Okay, let's move on and shift gears here a bit. So, any major trends that you noticed last year in the local film industry?
I mean, the industry has grown so large that it's hard to identify, very kind of major trends across the industry at large. But I would say that there's been something of a lack of genre diversity this year. We've seen a huge amount of period films and also loads and loads of thrillers. The thrillers have kind of met with mixed success. Some doing
Last
well.
year, right?
2014. Sorry, my head's still stuck there.
Everybody's head's still stuck there.
But definitely period films are the hottest thing right now. There were 6 of them last year. Most of them, were huge hits. And I think this genre diversity is a little troubling because I think studios are getting a little complacent about thinking they know what audiences want, and the industry is still doing very well. But if they don't kind of keep their guard up, it might hurt returns in the future.
So, what would you say? What were your favorite films of 2014?
Well, there were a lot of films I really enjoyed. I will say that most of my favorite films were independent films this year, not so much the mainstream ones, so there were a few I enjoyed a lot. But my favorite, I think, would have to be A Girl at My Door, which was a smaller film that went to the Cannes Film Festival and opened here in May. It stars Bae Joon-han and Kim Se-ron. They lead a really terrific cast. It's a wonderful drama by announcing a major new talent in July Jung. So I thought that was a terrific movie. Then, of course, there is a documentary called A Dream of Iron, which premiered in Berlin and screened at a few festivals here. A really wonderful, like a hypnotic, artistic vision of kind of a shipbuilding down at the Hyundai shipyard. So really, really fantastic film. And then, of course, if I were to pick a third, I'd probably throw in Hamu. As you know, I'm a fan.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Pierce. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for today. Thank you for your valuable insights, as always.
My pleasure. Thanks.